paper circus, who had spent a lot of time making paper mache heads of animals and this sort of thing, and they all came around on the field and sort of barged around and did dances and reenacted various sequences. If you're going to have a battle, you've also got to wonder where you're going to put people. We had to find accommodation for them. We were very lucky in having a local vicar who understood the scene and wanted to help us all he could. And he gave us this key, not only to his church hall, but also to the local school. We had forgotten to tell the caretaker, and she came in at 7:30 one morning to find 100 half-clad people sprawled all over the school, thought they were squatting, called the police, called the social services, called everybody. The only damage caused by us using the school and the church was a broken toilet system. When we asked how it got broken, a very shy-looking cavalier stood up and said that he'd unfortunately got his pike staff stuck down it. But luckily they had collected enough to replace it, and no more was said. The amount of money that must have been raised to finance this, through door-to-door collecting, or through raffles, or from jumble sales and this sort of thing, nearly £1,000 must have been raised locally to fund these street parties. If you couldn't give money, then you could make jellies. And if you couldn't afford to buy it, you were given the material and set your jellies out. There's one old man in one street who really wanted to get involved, but he'd had a stroke and he couldn't do very much. But what he did was he made paper hats for all the kids. It may sound very simple to say that in Old Swan we had over 40 street parties, but it really isn't as simple as that. And in point of fact, you didn't only have 40 street parties, but you had over 40 different parties. Some streets just had straightforward parties with music being played. Other streets went into great detail doing games for the kids. Others had organised their own groups to perform. Others had organised lighting for the evening so that the kids' party finished in the early afternoon, and this moved on then into the evening, into the adult party.
I'm coming to get you. For weeks before, bottles had been stashed away and crates of ale had been stored up.
Unfortunately, there were some streets that hadn't thought about getting a stock in, and when they went round to the off-licences, the local ones were well down, and all you could have was way-out liqueurs and this sort of thing, or as much lemonade as you wanted. These outside groups, these community artists that we employed, were a great help to us. Because it's all right saying that we want to bring people together and make a community more conscious of the problems that it has. But they also need an outlet, an excuse for getting involved in things. And community art is a wonderful way that this can be done. Normally, people only need very little encouragement before they can break out in really marvellous and meaningful entertainment. And we believe, in the Old Swan Community Council, that anyone is capable of the talents that any of these community artists have. It's all there, and we believe it only needs bringing out.
Enjoyed the ballerina dance. Yes, we did!
All the street got together, then no one complained. No one got all that drunk, everyone got merry and happy. And why not? Because they realised that the next day to be back to normal, and all the decorations had come down, and Old Swan would yet again become a rather dirty, wet, mucky, noisy place. Millions of people passing through every year on the way into Liverpool, and no one taking any notice. And they thought, we're going to enjoy ourselves. And they did. It's only in community celebration, when people actually come together, and neighbour knows neighbour, and kids know kids, and the gap is lessened. And there's no such thing as vandalism and aggravation, it's just people understanding people. And it's because of that that we all had such a marvellous time in Old Swan, and why every other area, anywhere, can have community celebration.